Welcome to another episode of NOLAforever.com. And today we're actually at the battlefield, the Chalmette battlefield. And for those who don't know why this is important, it's actually a National Historic Monument, and it's actually called the Chalmette battlefield. And right next is going to be the cemetery. We're going to go check that out as well. But the reason why this is important is this battlefield was actually the last major war location of the War of 1812. And the War of 1812 was actually the war between America versus the British. And the British were trying to re-seize control of the United States, or the Americas. And America has only been formed 35 years prior to 1812, so it was still a relatively young country. And the British came down here to the Mississippi so they can take over the ports. And so New Orleans is a major port area, and so if they got control of the Mississippi, they pretty much controlled all the river and the transportation and so forth. So this was the major spot, and the British, having their superior military, expected to have an easy win down here, but instead they face a formidable force in the form of Andrew Jackson, which was the 7th president of the United States, and the infamous pirate Lafitte, who was here in New Orleans. And pirate Lafitte and Andrew Jackson together, with also the native Choctaw Indians, defeated the British. And over there's a plantation over there. And right here is actually the visitor center. And the battlefield over there's actually some cannons and turrets there. As you can see, there's a plantation up there, so we're gonna walk over there. And right here, this is actually the Rodriguez plantation, and this is where Andrew Jackson used the upper floors as his main headquarters during the battle. And it's the Rodriguez plantation and the McCarthy house. So as you can see, it's not quite as large as some other plantations around Louisiana, but as you can see right here, there's just this expansive land, and so that was perfect for the battle. So there's a lot of space out here, but just realize that you can imagine there was actually a battle right out here. So from here, Andrew Jackson could make all his strategic decisions from afar. Here's the front of the plantation. So we could actually go inside. And right now we're actually inside the exhibit, or the visitor center, and here it's a great museum telling you about the Battle of New Orleans, and it gives a great history, not only of the Battle of New Orleans, but also a history of the United States. So these are actually recreations of the real cannons that were used during the battle. So we're now at the battlefield cemetery, the Chalmette battlefield cemetery, and this is actually right next to the battlefield. And the cemetery is important because here there's over 16,000 veterans that are buried here, and they range from the Revolutionary War, the war in 1812, up to the Civil War, and all the way to the Vietnam War. So it spans many different generations. And so this cemetery is about a mile long. So we're gonna drive down and check out the rest of it. So this is the end section of the cemetery, and as you can see, there's just rows and rows of tombstones. And a lot of these tombstones, these are actually the originals, and as far as I know, but during Hurricane Katrina, a portion of the cemetery was heavily damaged. So some tombstones that would have been here are probably not even here anymore. It's kind of amazing to see that the veterans from how many different battles and their generations that there are here. And right behind us is the actual battlefield where we were at a little earlier. And that's it for this episode of NolanForever.com. We were here at the Chalmette battlefield and Chalmette Cemetery, both historic spots in New Orleans and in American history.